A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Tasmanian State League Round 14 match between Clarence and Kingborough live from Blundstone Arena. My name is Tubes Taylor and we'd like to thank the Daily Potato Co for sponsoring our live stream. I'm joined in the commentary position by my good friend Andrew Cooling. Drewy, how are you feeling about this match?
I'm looking forward to it, Tubes. It bodes to be quite an interesting contest, I think. High stakes. If Clarence can win, they can jump into the top four with the two Bomber sides playing each other this week. So a big opportunity at home here, a really important game. And the Tigers looking to secure a home final. If they can win today, they'll just about be there. So really important match, two good teams, and just a lovely day for football here at Blundstone Arena.
Great day for footy. When isn't a bad day for footy in Tasmania. It's terrific here today. Maybe a little chilly up here in the Ricky Ponting stand where we are, but we're about to get underway. The man I'm looking forward to watching is Big Jack Tompkinson in the ruck. He'll be up against Sammy Green as the game will get underway, thanks to Andrew Cooling.
He's going to make his presence felt, undoubtedly. Tompkinson, the battle between he and Young Green, important this afternoon. And Tompkinson wins the first one down. Baxter Norton hands to it, but spilled the way of Kieran Lovell. First clearance the way of the Tigers, sends them forward. Ball in dispute there. The tackle's flying in. Umpire spotted a hold. Free kick going away the Tigers here, and they'll take it quickly and keep it moving, but the umpire's going to call it back. So Tyler Carter won't have that mark as he gives the Roos defence a chance to reset. Plenty of space to lead into for the forwards here.
Spare play down, back for the Roos.
And they'll go deep. It's not a good kick. It's through the hands of Green, who just dropped back in there. Baker Smith back in the Clarence team. They handballs over the top. Clear and kick a poor one. Turns it straight over. Tigers ball just on the arc of 50 and then chipped it back inside. That's a good kick. And he finds the impressive Jordan Lane. What a season this man's having. And he'll kick for goal from 30 out directly in front.
Yeah, sensational kick. Lowered the eyes there. Had Jordan Lane presenting into a perfect position and Green just couldn't get the fist. The big arms of Jordan Lane extending there and taking a nice contested mark. About 35 metres out he'll kick from, directly in front.
He's having himself a season, this Jordan Lane. An absolute marking machine. Ian Carter, quite the 1-2 punch in this Tigers forward line. That's why they're sitting second. Real potency in attack. And this guy has just been grabbing everything. One of the best marks in the competition. Can he get the Tigers off and running here at Blundstone Arena this afternoon? He sets sail for home. Looks pretty good off the boot. It's through the middle. The Tigers draw first blood. Jordan Lane opening the scoring. One straight, 6 the Tigers, and they get the early goal here.
He's a beautiful kick, Jordan Lane. I watched him a lot last year when he played for Clarence down, Signet rather, in their season and kicked a lot of goals down there with the 1-2 punch with Big Joey Doreen. But stepping up into TSL is great to see. And as you said, just kicking goals for fun, Big Geordie Lane.
Yeah, he's such an important part. Carter,
massively important.
Carter can sit deep. He can kind of present up, and then when he does drop deep, tough to cover them both. So good start to the Tigers, and that's where they got a hold of Clarence last time they met, out of the middle. We'll see if that continues.
Well, we know they've got some really strong players through their engine room. Tompkinson again down. Kick came forward by Clifford. No one running there for the Tigers, so it's picked up by the Roos. Preshaw gets his kick forward. Sliding into that one is Holmes. He wheels around on the right boot, lowers the eyes. Not the best kick off the boot, but it stands okay. Garland in position, and out come the Tigers' defence. That was Reardon that got it out here towards that man there in Lovell, driving the ball forward, almost the mark. Maybe the pay for the over the top from Graham, and tapping it across the line. Maybe deliberate. No, umpire says just ball it in. Thanks, fellas, at the half-forward line here for the Roos.
Yeah, umpire just on the blind side of that one, so it was always more likely than not to get away with it. Ball back into play, Tompkinson and Green. Tompkinson will want a body up here. Green prefers the flying leg. It's Tompkinson who takes it, but then he's taken a strong tackle there by Preshaw, holding the footy. Well done, Jack Preshaw. Brought down a man far bigger than him. Tompkinson looking to take the contest on.
Let me tell you this. The Preshaw boys know how to tackle a big body. They'll get that from their old man.
Wasn't the greatest kick. Didn't really do Jacques Barwick any favours. It's a 2-on-1 and it drifts out of play there. But, yeah, Tompkinson, you can see already looking to throw his weight about at the contest. Couldn't find a way through there. But it's Clarence on the attack here, looking to respond to Jordan Lane's opening goal. Tompkinson up against Garland this time. And again, it's Tompkinson who wins it down. to the Feeders Rovers, charging on through Eddie Cole by hands through the middle, and they're off here, the Tigers. They send it to half forward, looking for Tyler Carter on a searching lead. Really courageous stuff. Baker Smith dropping back into the space there. Tackle laid by Carter's a good one. That'll hold proceedings up, but well done, Baker Smith. Put his body on the line there, Tubes.
Just silly stuff from Baker Smith, to be honest. I hate seeing that stuff. I never did that in my career, ever. So a ball up here on the half-forward line for the Tigers. Tompkinson or Green will do battle. Worked him under the ball nicely, did Tompkinson. Out the back, here's a chance as they wheel around. Ashland gets it forward. Carter just worked under the ball nicely. Strong mark taken by Swinton. So Swinton will take the ball for the Roos inside their defensive 50. That kick's not great. It's worked out okay, though, for the captain Harper. Short one, it goes about 4 metres. And here we go, Baker Smith now. Off the half-back line, down towards Garland. Good defensive work there by Donnelly. Garland gets held off the footy. Nice attack on the football there by the Roos. Brendan Hay. Garland again, tackled immediately by Rees, and we'll see another ball up. So good contested footy here from the Tigers. The pressure just coming from all angles for the Roos. And we'll see a ball up here.
Yeah, they've brought the heat early on here, looking to make an early statement. Green back in the ruck. Tompkinson having his way with these contests early on, though. Flicked over the top by Baxter Norton. Turned it over, though, straight to Ashland, who'll drive the Tigers forward. Plenty of Roos back there, and there's Baker Smith again, and he takes the intercepting mark. And he sets something up across half-back here. He chips it out for Paprotny, who takes the mark and wheels and goes down the far wing. Not his best kick, though, just pitches in front of a teammate. Reese came in over the top. And they flick a couple of handballs and get out here, the Roos. They do eventually. Keegan Wiley with it. He'll drive them inside 50. Little push in the back there. Got away with it. Competing hard is Cooper Sorty for the Tigers. They're working it towards the line, and there'll be a throw in.
Great stuff there by the Tigers again. Pressure stuff. Right on the paint of 50, we'll see a ball in. So Tompkinson and Green will do battle. It's not Green at all. It's Cam Owen in the long sleeve. Tompkinson, the ball was a bit shallow. Quick kick off the boot by the Tigers. We're under the footy there. Nice work by Salter. Just tapping it over to advantage, but it's come out for the Roos here. Clever kick into the corridor. Smart work as the Roos look to go forward again. Chip kick across the face of goal. Finds Borsboom. Borsboom looks up. Garland's deep in the square. Short one's on, but it's just too shallow again. And the cut-off mark taken by the Tigers. Nice mark taken, Luke Graham.
So Graham will reload from half-back, drives them up towards the wing. There's Jordan Lane on a searching lead and shows a clean pair of hands, as he typically does. He punches this one down the line to Carter, just through his hands, out the back, stock it off the ground by Zach Adams. Tumbling ball inside 50 in dispute. Tigers first to it. Adams followed up, but it fell to Green, and he just punches one out. They clear defensive 50. Baker Smith prominent early here for the Roos. From half-back, he thought about the switch, thought better of it, and then shanked an ugly kick straight in the middle of the ground. Turned it over straight to Kieran Lovell. Not a good man to give it to. Kicked forward there now for the Tigers. Not the best one, and they're going to give it right back. It's wheeling off with its howlers. My hands off half-back, working their way through Paprotny. He looks up. So there's a couple of options. Kieran Lovell there getting in the way. Didn't take it cleanly, though. Just invited the Roos back in. Two teammates almost get in the way of each other before eventually they tumble an ugly punt forward. Not the cleanest kicking early on here in the opening 7.5 minutes, Tube Star.
Just about to say, Drewy, very, very scrappy early. Not many of those kicks. I just think they're trying to kick it a bit too hard, but it's easy to say from the top of the Ricky Ponting stand. So a ball in here at half forward for the Roos. Tompkinson up against Green. Free kick's been pulled out here for a push and 50. So 50-metre penalty. This will put the Roos on the board here, Drewy. I'm not sure what the 50 was for. Maybe the kick after the whistle.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, the whistle, we heard it quite clearly before the kick went. And the umpire decided you heard it. You knew there was a whistle. You should have stopped. And that's a big price you pay.
Big Sammy Green still got the footy at 50. And he thinks he's got a long way to go. So anyway, Sammy Green just stopping here at 50 metres.
Oh, he's got the Ben Brown style.
Yeah, I like this. He's got the Ben Brown style haircut almost. He's got everything. In he comes, the big ruckman. A long way from his hands down to his feet. Let's see how he kicks it. This will be a thorn in the side of Tompkinson after the free kick and the 50-metre penalty. In he comes. He got very close to the man on the mark, but it goes straight through the middle. Sam Green puts the Roos on the board and they're away. Scores level here at Blundstone Arena.
Yeah, a bit of a freebie there. Didn't really have to earn it, getting the 50-metre penalty. Just a lack of discipline there from the Tigers. But Green will take that, do a little bit of damage, because Tompkinson's certainly having his way around the ruck contest early. So if Green can make his mark on the scoreboard and get a couple of goals, that might be a way he can get back in. He's a very mobile operator around the ground. His aerobic capacity will probably be where he has to try and get Tompkinson, who's going to have the size and strength on him today.
I think what I've noticed early in the piece here, Drewy, is that pressure from the Tigers players. They are really playing high-pressure footy. A lot of the Kangaroos, once they've got the footy, just seem to be in a bit of trouble with it, and even the perceived pressure is there, as that bounce will be recalled and we'll see a ball up.
So Green and Tompkinson to renew hostilities, just the straight throw up this time. Again, it's Tompkinson, won it down. Graham trying to get it clear, got a kick away, tumbling out towards the wing. Adams with a quick handball over the top, and then they'll drive it inside 50. It's a nice looking kick. The spoil was timely though, just in the nick of time. Falls the way of Clifford. Can he keep it in? Not quite. Just running out of real estate in the forward pocket. And a throw in here inside 50. Scores level, first quarter.
It's about a kilometre out. Noah Clifford was keen to just play on.
He was trying his best to sell it. The umpire certainly wasn't going to buy that though, as this one's one down into a dangerous area. Kieran Lovell took the man on. Great tackle from Baxter Norton, just got him. Graham now ducking in. And then the kick from the pocket as a goal. Was that the man we're just talking about there? You know, a Clifford.
Sure was.
And they get their second of the afternoon. Just an instinctive small forward. The ball hits the deck, a clean gather, and a snap, and they get their second on the board.
Sensational stuff. Just a beautiful roving goal from a small forward. Sensational. Just love watching that stuff.
Yeah, get it in quick, let the big men fly, and that's where, you know, Carter and Lane, even if they're not marking it, it's very rare they allow an intercept mark, and the ball hits the deck, and these guys can get to work.
And he's quick too, Noah Clifford. So great stuff from the Tigers small forward. The Tigers 2 zip 12 lead Clarence 1 zip 6. 11 minutes gone in the first term here at Blundstone Arena. Thanks to the Daily Potato Co live stream. Back in the middle, ball up. We've got Marcus Gardner in the middle. Quick kick forward by the Roos. It's going to be chopped off here nice and easy by Zach Adams. Adams has a short one. He goes longer still, looking for Lovell. Lovell coming up at the footy. Maybe the sun got in his eyes. The handball came over the top to Dygan. Dygan out to Gardner. Gardner to a running man in Parker with a short kick out to Carter. Carter takes it on the second grab at his kneecaps. He goes inboard looking for Tompkinson at the back. Quick kick forward by the big man. It's a goal. Well, great stuff by the Tigers from the middle to between the big sticks in exactly 40 seconds, Drewy.
Yeah, they're controlling the ball out of the middle at the moment, really dominating the stoppages. Gardner going in there, and Tompkinson sits deep and he makes his presence felt deep inside the forward line. But Clarence just need to get their hands on the ball a little bit at the moment. It's the Tigers first to it. They're getting it in there and just putting this Roos defence under immense pressure.
Yeah, well, when you got someone like Tompkinson who can just roll down to the goal square, give himself a big body presence down there and slap someone like Marcus Gardner, one of the great tap ruckmen of the TSL, into the middle, you're very, very lucky.
Yeah, we've mentioned a few times this year, they're going from small ball to tall ball, and it's very much yielding dividends for them. Kieran Lovell now turns with it, sends it up towards the wing, looking for O'Neill, took it cleanly, then was taken a good tackle from Howard. That's got to be holding the footy. Liam Howard, superb work. Stopped him in his tracks and wins it back for the Roos.
Yeah, great stuff, great tackle. Not a lot of options here to kick to. So Howlett kicks long. Almost the mark, taken down the bottom. Quick kick was, again, the pressure from the Tigers is just immense. Quick kick forward, nicely done there by Borsboom. But out comes Reardon. Reardon throws the Torp on the boot. Attack on the footy was good by Fisher. Fisher gets his handball off to a running man there in Burgess, who's under pressure again. Out it comes here, Dygan. Dygan with a short one finds Lane. Lane looks up, he's got Carter and Tompkinson inside forward 50. Goes shorter still. Finds a man there in Graham. Graham wheels around and Tompkinson all by himself, double back beautifully. And he'll have a shot at goal from a tough angle here, Drewy. Just that pressure here on the defensive wing was sensational by the Tigers, and they just keep running to space and finding it. And again, Jordan Lane could have blazed away there and kicked it long to Tompkinson and Carter, who were down there by himself. Instead, lowered the eyes, hit Graham. It was sensational play by the Tigers, and Tompkinson gets a shot at goal. In he comes. Part-time full forward, part-time ruckman. His kick is more part-time ruckman than part-time full forward. It goes through for a behind.
Yeah, full-time cult hero, but that not his best as he just left that one hanging out to the left. And you mentioned it, Jordan Lane, superb vision there. Just a chip one short, gave him a better entry inside 50 rather than kicking a higher ball, which might have favoured the defenders, which might have needed to get that extra distance. So cleverly thought through. He is Keegan Wiley. He's always a good user, and that's a booming kick that goes a good 70 metres. Handball over the top, and they're out the back here, the Roos, if they can get one more. They are on the boot here from Ryan. Tends towards 450. Julian Parker back there for the Tigers, though. Immediately wrapped up. Ball comes out and spills the way of the Tigers. Oh, shanked off the side of the boot. It's an open foot race now into space. A couple of Tigers look like they're going to be first to it. Getting there is Noah Clifford. Already got one this afternoon. Kicked it looking for Ty again. Just pitched in front of him. And just getting in the back a little was Oscar Poprotny. Keen to move the ball quickly as readily as they can here, the Tigers. Tompkinson the target. Having one arm grab, went with the other arm. He's asking for the free kick. None forthcoming. Throw in half forward.
Just want to touch on Ben Donnelly here at half back. He came through and laid a shepherd on Sam Green. Gave his teammate, I think it might have been Ashland, a little bit of extra time to get at the footy. So great stuff again, discipline from the Tigers as the ball comes in at half forward for the Tigers. Gardner in the ruck, then just lays a huge tackle, may have got him high. Umpire says no, all good, we'll ball it up.
It's hot in the kitchen this afternoon, Chiefs.
It's cold in the Pontics now, let me tell you. So a ball up here at half forward for the Tigers. Ruck tap one down, in comes Big Sausage Gardner, gives it off to Lovell, who gets the 1-2 duck step, a goose step, back towards a teammate down there in Adams. Adams ducks back inside. That's a good kick to a dangerous position. Bouncing ball, wrapped up by the Roos. Chipped over the top nicely by Fisher to a man out there wider still in Wiley. Wiley with a handball to a running man, to his ankles actually, and his short kick just misses the mark again. Out to Ballsboom. The handball comes out further again to James Holmes. Holmes gets his handball wider. Running through there is Poprotny. Long kick down towards Garland. Garland will get a free kick here for two, holding on, and then just chips it into the pocket and going back, taking the mark. Easy as you like is Preshaw.
Yeah, good football there from the Roos. Knew they had the space over the top. Preshaw running into it and just opted to take it over the top. Tough angle here for Preshaw, but you'd imagine he'll run around and open it up.
Good kick by Garland.
Good awareness.
He could have. Colin Garland kicked the ball 60 metres. So he could have had a shot, but again, disciplined play by the Roos. In he comes. Ollie Preshaw. He didn't run around, he just hit the bender, and it's beautiful.
The banana, if you don't mind.
Oh, there we go. So the Roos peg one back. They trail 3-1-19. Clarence 2-12.
Well, they're making their opportunities count. It's certainly been the Tigers firmly on top here, but they've only really had two dangerous inside 50s so far in this game. They've got 2 goals. Well, one of them was just from a 50-metre penalty, so they're certainly making their opportunities count at the moment. Clarence, they're going to need to get their hands on the ball a little bit more around the contest, but 7 points, probably not really reflecting what we've seen so far from Mike.
No, I agree with you, Drew. I think the Tigers have had the most of the play. They've had most of the clear ball movement, and they've been putting a lot more pressure on, but the Roos are still in touch.
So Green up against Gardner. Gardner wins, but not decisively, and it's just volleyed out of the air inside the forward 50. Lovell's had a stack of early handball across here to Rees, gets himself in trouble. Holmes applying the tackle, affected the kick, came to Kieran Howlett. They dished it off in trouble. Harry Burgess, they've forced another turnover through pressure here, the Tigers. They're off now as they send it towards half forward. The kick with just a little bit too much on it for Graham though, and he's just asking the question, oh, was that not to my advantage? Put it out in front of me.
Well, he was very well warned by James Bealey down there, so
He was.
tough to mark it when you're looking straight into the sun as well, Drewy. Ball in again. Green taps it down. Nicely taken by Ryan. He's nicely taken by 2 Tigers. And we'll see another ball up. How many ball ups have we seen in this exact position this game so far, Drewy? 18 and a half minutes gone in the first term of this TSL round 14 match between Clarence and Kingborough.
So ball hits the deck, just smashed forward by Keegan Ryan, but the mark taken there, playing in front The Tigers' defence at the moment, it's working for him. Brady Reese on this occasion taking a good mark under pressure.
He's on a good player in James Holmes, let me tell you.
Very handy, Reese. He'll drive them inside 50. Went looking there for Lane. Doing just enough to get away without infringing him. Preshaw sends it out into space, and it's a good kick for Harper. Harper now looks up and sends them wide. They've got a man over the top running here in Borsboom, but he's forced backwards, and instead they'll just chip it inside for Harper. Harper now into the middle where Keegan Ryan has worked hard, finds some separation, gave it to Keegan Wiley, and he loops one over the top. They'll drive it inside 50. Garland the target. He's got it. Come on, Garland. Pure strength. Just held off Donnelly with one arm and holding him with the other. He's done this a bunch of times. He plays on quickly. Don't know about that decision, though, but the free kick's going to bail it out. And again, Garland not looking to take the shot on. Maybe being a bit too team-oriented there for mine. But
Your man Jacques
Barwick will get an opportunity to cut the margin to a point.
The French president, Jacques Chirac. It's a good kick. Probably, like you say, he probably should have went back and had a shot there, Big Cole. But I like it when the veterans of the competition bring their younger teammates into the game.
So Barwick, maybe 2-goal assists for Garland if he does put it through the middle. Should be pretty regulation, directly in front.
He's happy.
30 out, celebrates immediately, gives the fist bump. Clarence get their third of the afternoon, 3 straight 18. It's the Tigers by a solitary point, 3-1-19. But just working their way back into the contest, the home side here.
Very much so, and again, just some smart work back in the middle there by Keegan Wiley to draw a Tigers player, and he didn't just draw one, he drew 3 of them, and it just put a couple of his teammates into some positions where they could kick it up. Let's make no mistake, Colin Garland's one-arm grab a la Plugger Lockett was pretty sensational. Just want to quickly touch on the Daily Potato Company. I had some of their Carrick's potato salad yesterday.
Get the spot.
Pretty good stuff.
Can attest to the duck fat potatoes.
Oh, they're great. As it comes out in the middle here, Lovell got the handball off Cole. His kick is a bit of a scrubber. It's going to work out okay here. Couldn't quite gather it there was O'Neill. He goes back and gets it again, though. Quick kick forward. Oh, there's players out in the back here everywhere. Oh, great mark. Courageous stuff. I think that could be big kind of sold up down there. It is. And 50. And he goes back and goes bang. So the Tigers bounce one back again. That happened very quickly, Drewy.
Instant response.
Huge.
They're doing pretty well out of their set of clearances and getting it in there deep. And that was just Salter just drifting in there. His run wasn't tracked, and suddenly they had the loose man. And he gets the reward for just working hard and just running off his opponent there. So they restore the lead, back out to 7 points, and a timely response. And the ball is flying out of the middle here at the moment.
Yeah, well, look who's in the middle. Your man, Tompkinson.
He impacts things, that's for sure. So 7 points of the margin here. We've ticked by 22 minutes in quarter number 1. An entertaining start. Tompkinson just stood down. Green leapt a little early. Won it down, but only won it as far as Preshaw. He was buffeted off it by Clifford. Clifford just hacks it towards forward 50. Oh, clipping one there was Clifford. Ball spills out and the handball across. We'll work them out of defence eventually. Searching kick, Garland making a lead. Also there was Baxter Norton. Donnelly was there. It spills over the top. In dispute, Barwick was led to the football. Norton picks it up and tumbles one towards half forward. And in the end gets a little bit of territory. Not the best kick, but had some field position. They'll set up at half forward.
Gee, you forget how hard some of these players go at the footy. That was great stuff. I think it was Will Clifford coming off the half-back line just with immense pace and attacked the footy hard. So a ball in here at half-forward for the Roos. Green and Tompkinson to do battle. Green wins this one down. Straight to your man Barwick. Preshaw picks it up. It's jumped by a Tiger. And we'll see another ball up. I'd love to see the stats, Drewy, on goals kicked at the Boone stand end versus the members end of the ground here. Across all matches. Every single match. Because I know that there's a lot in the AFL kicked to the Boone stand end as that one's out of bounds again. Great pressure from the Tigers. Ball in.
Yeah, wind often comes into impact here, coming, I suppose, off the unprotected side with the hill there, so it can certainly impact things. We've seen that. Yeah, I'd suspect that would probably be the end. Slightly more favoured, but certainly haven't got the numbers on that one as Donnelly's in there and he's immediately wrapped up there. And Green doing the work at ground level. We'll go again. Good at ground level for a man of his height is Green. He goes against Tompkinson, got the leap this time, did it nicely, and then won his own ruck work. Was surely dumped in the back there. He'll get the free kick.
There's a nickname about him there, wasn't there?
He prefers the leap. He doesn't want to get into grappling and wrestling matches. He wants to be able to leap at the contest, and he's got a tremendous leap when he can. Is that protected zone infringement?
No, it was off the ball. I was watching Lockie Clifford having a go at Harper there, so the two captains just a little push and shove, and I think it was a bit of Harper, a bit of Clifford, and Clifford was the one that got caught. So a 50-metre penalty, and Green gets another shot at goal off a 50-metre penalty, Drewy.
It's always the retaliator, not the instigator, who gets spotted in these situations. So Green, the beneficiary, he can cut the margin back to a point for their second real freebie, if you like. Just 50-metre penalties, bringing them in goal scoring range. Green goes back, has no troubles whatsoever, pops that one through. It's a one-point ball game, and just a lack of discipline here hurting the Tigers.
Very much so, Drewy. I'll tell you what, it's an interesting game of footy. Just extreme pressure from the Tigers. That's really, I think they're dominating the game, if I'm honest. I think the Tigers are dominating the game, but they're making them pay the Roos. Every time they get an opportunity, they're making them pay. 4 straight, 24, trails Kingborough, 4-1-25. 25 and a bit minutes gone in the first term of this round 14 Tasmanian State League Daily Potato Co. live stream. That's a mouthful.
Certainly is, as are the potatoes you can get from them. Delicious stuff.
We've got to stop.
As this one's worked out, Clarence will win the clearance on this occasion. Gale on the target, ground level. He got dealt with in the back by Donnelly. Got away with a blatant push there to Ben Donnelly, but he sends them off towards the wing. That's a good pair of hands shown there by Clifford. He's been impressive early. Pops it over the top. Despairing dive from Harper couldn't impact Graham's mark. He puts it into space, and he finds Big Carter leading out. He'll go back and kick from 20 out. Gardner, my apologies.
Yeah, Big Sausage Gardner.
Another big fella. Land of the Giants down there.
He didn't even bother extending the arms there. He just opened the bread basket and let the big sausage fingers grab it.
He'll go back and kick what should be a pretty regulation chance, but with ruckman these things are never certain, so we'll just wait till he puts it through. But for a response, it's coming in with quite a bit of speed when they are getting it down there. It'd be a nice day to be a tall in this forward line, I reckon, with the service they're getting. So Gardner will go back and kick from 30 out. Umpire does not move. And they get their 5th of the afternoon. 5-1-31, leading Clarence, 4 straight 24. 26 and a half gone first quarter. Cracking game this one so far, Chipsdale.
I'll tell you what, high scoring, Drewy. 5-1-31 to 4 straight 24. Brilliant game of footy. Watching high pressure tackles. We've seen a couple of great marks. That one there by Gardner, just, like I said, opening the wings and letting it fall into the breadbasket. The Colin Garland one-arm drag in, that was reminiscent of 1990s footy.
It is goals flowing, the big men dominating. It is a real throwback here this afternoon so far.
And I'll tell you what, this umpire in the middle, umpire Butler, having a real crack. Let's see him bounce. Soft from you, Butsy. As the ball up goes down, nice tap down one towards Eddie Cole. He gets wrapped up in a tackle and we'll see another ball up. I know Nick Butler. He's a very, very good umpire, one of the most experienced umpires in the whole of the state. And a sensational bloke too. Tompkinson wins it down. Handball just thrown away there by Eddie Cole. Running forward, that's nice work by Ashland. He gets wrapped up in a tackle, but the handball came out to Graham. Graham's kick goes long. There'll be a free kick pulled out. It'll go the way of the Tigers. Jordan Lane held off the footy.
Yeah, he'll dispute it, but it looked there from what I saw, seemed like a pretty clear pulling of the jump up. When you see the jumper go, more often than not, the umpire's going to call it and get it along to the big men. And this Clarence defence are really struggling to handle them just at the moment.
Well, they got too many. You know, we used to think that Kingborough had a fair forward line when they had just Marcus Gardner down there and big Tyler Carter. Add this man to it. A formidable opponent. In he comes. The spearhead. Just rolling in slowly. He's a beautiful kick of the footy through the middle.
Yeah,
that's his second.
Never in doubt, was it? I'll tell you who else is playing really well. We probably haven't mentioned too much. Is Graham. I reckon he sent them inside 50 4 or 5 times, and he's led to a couple of goals. He's just dominating the half-forward line at the moment. He's getting it in there, and he's giving these big guys the looks.
Yeah, and that's not to be understated. Let's be fair. There's a couple of blokes that are running through the middle in the ruck for Kingborough who are sensational tap ruckmen. Tompkinson's putting it into the spot of his midfielders. Yeah, okay, that handball from Eddie Cole came out into space, but Graham was running through there beautifully. Can't be understated how important Ashland is to them too.
So they've got a 13-point lead now, starting to reflect their control of the contest a little more. Eddie Cole trying to charge on through. He's going nowhere. Well held up there and a good tackle. And they need to start getting the ball out of the middle a little more. They'll have to wait for quarter number 2 though. A wildly entertaining first quarter comes to an end here at Blundstone Arena. The home side, 4 straight 24, have made the most of their opportunities to just remain in touch of Tigers outfit, who've been electric. 6-1-37, a 13-point lead. It possibly could be more. They're playing some really good football, and they'll be delighted with that first term. I suspect Trent Warren will be a happy man at quarter time.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't think that Peter Ryan will be too displeased with his boys too. Goal kickers for Clarence. Sam Green's got a couple. Jacques Barwick and Ollie Preshaw 1 each. For Kingborough, it's 2 to Jordan Lane with the first of the game as well. Marcus Gardner, Jack Tompkinson, Connor Solder and Noah Clifford. We'll take a quick break here from Blundstone Arena. Clarence versus Kingborough. The margin is 13 points in favour of the Tigers. We'll be right back in just a few moments. About to get back underway here. Second term of the Daily Potato Co live stream of the Tasmanian State League. Round 14. Clarence versus Kingborough. It's a 13-point margin in favour of the Tigers. How did you see that first term, Drewy?
Clarence would be happy to be within 13 points. 2 of their goals from 50-metre penalties, one from a freak mark from Garland. They've done well to stick with them. They need to lift around the ball as we're underway here in quarter number 2. They might get the first clearance here, but Norton's handball just impacted. Eventually they'll work it forwards though. Searching kick over the head of Barwick. Tumbled off the deck by Reardon. Here's a chance though for the Roos. A little punch into the pocket looking for Ryan. Couldn't quite find him. And over the line for a throw in.
What I found interesting as they went off, Drewy, was young Cam Owen getting stuck into Jack Tompkinson. A little bit of push and shove, a little bit of hip and shoulder as they were walking off. I like that from the two young stars as Tompkinson will take the ruck battle up against Colin Garland. Garland works his man under the ball. Tompkinson strong. Down to Lovell. And tries a ball from the Kangaroos. Clearly don't understand the rules that he needs prior opportunity.
Yeah, still the one that the fans, I don't think, have got their heads around that one as this one heads towards the boundary line. And here we go again. I think it's just that quintessential. It drops out. People instinctively go, oh, dropping the ball. Not a rule, folks. Not a rule. Got to have prior. As long as you make an attempt to dispose of the football, you're fine. So, we're back into play at half forward. Roos could certainly use an early goal here to get back into it. It's a tackle laid by Harper. And they'll look to lift their intensity with their tackling game. They were really under siege. It was the Tigers bringing the heat in quarter number 1. Tompkinson got his hand to that one. Garland in there from the deck got one away. And the great tackle from behind by Holmes. Now there's holding the football. So an opportunity perhaps.
Put that one in the book, you reckon? That's a
that one's
holding the footy 101.
I reckon there's some prior opportunity there. He wasn't aware of the heat coming from behind. Take a good kick here.
He's a good kick.
He certainly is. Here's James Holmes. He'll wheel around and kick from just inside 50. Ops instead just to stand it up to the square. Ryan fell out the back. Elijah Reardon with a saving tackle. Well, then the handball straight into him. He's back up and tackling again. Heavily involved with Elijah Reardon. But he did slip a little high, Tubes. And this will be a good opportunity for the Roos for a third goal to come from the umpires, basically.
Well,
they've all been there, mind you.
Yeah, it'll be. I thought it was there. When initially, as I was looking through the binoculars, I thought maybe Ryan's going to get a free kick. Baxter Norton rather is going to get a free kick here for too high. Reardon just slipped the tackle. We'll see what happened. A good spot from us to watch.
Perfectly behind this one as Baxter Norton starts his approach. Should be able to pop this one through. He does just that. Drives it home, and Clarence get their 5th of the afternoon to remain in touch. 5 straight 30. The 6-1-37, and a bit of scoreboard reward for a good couple of minutes to start the quarter here for the Roos. They've been on the offensive. Again,
pressure from the Roos has jumped a bit in this term so far. I mean, it's only 3 minutes. They're young, but the pressure was there, and they just locked it into that forward 50 area and got the result they needed after a good centre clearance. Quite a few here, Drew. I've struggled to get a car park, and I arrived plenty of time before the game because I got the times mixed up because I'm hopeless with calendars and stuff. But lots of people here, and the Clarence Past Players Association in attendance as well as the umpire bounces it up. Tompkinson wins it down, threw it out there, Eddie Cole, and the umpire says, no, give it to me, I'll ball it up, thanks.
Yeah, healthy crowd. I had to do a couple of blockies to find a park here, so that bodes well normally. The streets around the ground all full up.
Ball up. Tompkinson won it down again. Quick kick forward. It's going to be Daigan to get there first. He'll go back and wheel around. He goes out wider still, trying to find a teammate out there in Adams. Adams takes the mark. Short one's on now for Lovell. He ignores that. He's got a wider one further in Rees. He goes instead down the line. Going back with the flight, that was good from Green. Tompkinson got a handball, somehow got his hands free. Diving in there was Preshaw. I'm not sure who's tackling who there, and we'll see a ball up.
So So pretty much one-on-ones all around the ground here at the moment, as it has been throughout the afternoon. The ruck's occasionally dropping back into space, but not too often. It's been good one-on-one battles, and over-the-shoulder decision going the way of the Roos here. So a positive start to the quarter. Can they get the ball moving quickly here? It's a wide-open forward 50. If they can start moving it with a bit of purpose, they'll drive it along now. Good work there, though, from Godomski. And he's paid the mark.
Haven't called his name too much today. I wonder whether he's been on the pine for a bit, Lockie Godomski.
I think he's been kind of a defensive side winger for quite a bit of it, which is often where you won't get the stats, but doing a lot of the hard yards for
Yeah, of
structural
course,
things.
of course.
So often goes unrewarded, but certainly not unnoticed by coaches. It's the Tigers drive this one up the wing.
Oh, sausage.
Big Gardner just extends the jukes, takes a strong mark, chips it back inside and finds Lockie Clifford. Clifford's got some more options central if he wants. He goes looking for Rees, tumbling down. That'll just slow them down, allow the Roos to roll back in defence though. And Rees swings it back out to the far side where they had some men in space. Drives it inside 50, but parked back there's Bealey and he takes the mark uncontested.
Bealey at half back now. A lot of movement here on this near side in the full back area. A dangerous kick. It's going to work out okay. Balls boom of the Lockie variety. Short one on here to Green. Dangerous, but that's okay. The ruckman made to work for it as Clifford closed on him late. Green now. Gee, Harper put under pressure here. Now wheeling around there as Kieran Lovell goes in short looking for Carter. Carter hot on his hammer is Baker Smith. And he keeps his feet, does the young devil. And then goes long across goal, wide. Worked under the footy there was Carter. Connor Salter rather. Short one on here. Gee, the kick's just too much on it. Did okay, did the Clarence player in your man Barwick, just to put the pressure on him. We'll see a ball in.
Yeah, fought to a draw there, and that will do them quite nicely as the ball comes up to the wing again. So defence held out under a little bit of pressure. Margin at 7 points, slightly shallow throw. Nicely one down by Big Tompkinson, charging through Ashland. Goes the way of Clarence though. Jack Preshaw props, hesitates, and see anything he likes. So showed some really good composure just to go back into the middle there. Found Borsboom. Borsboom now drives it looking for Howlett. Out in front of him. Can he gather it and turn inside? He does. Chips it back for Harper.
Oh.
Wasn't a good kick though. Lovell's got it now for the Tigers. He's trying to weave his way through some traffic. Eventually does, and he sends it in the lane direction. Leading out to the ball though, it was Keegan Wiley. Wanted the safety of the boundary line initially. Now gets himself in a little bit of trouble. Just smacked forward. The Roos will regather the ball. I think they're pretty happy to find the safety of the line, and eventually they do get a stoppage.
Just again, that kick just at half forward for the Roos just missed the mark. It just overkicked it to Harper. When the captain calls your name, you kick it to him, but you just kick it over his head. So ball in here. Green works the front position. Just managed to collect the footy. Quick handball out to Preshaw. Preshaw's kick is high. Garland flew at the footy. Somehow got it away. Clever kick. Bouncing ball. Reardon should have the pace here. Instead leaves it for a teammate in Godomski. Handball comes into the middle of the oval. Quick kick again over the top. And a nice mark there to Clifford. How he's got so much space, I'll never know. Handball to Golding. Golding now goes long, looking for his big forwards. They just can't get the job done here. Nicely picked up by Wiley. They'll be looking for the boundary here, the Roos, and they'll get it. We'll see a ball in.
Really well done by the Clarence defence there. There was some space for the forwards to lead into, but they really stuck tight to their man. Didn't allow that separation for the forwards, despite the room to lead into. So sticking to the task well, the key defenders of the Roos. Green comes flying over the top there of Carter. Slung off it was Norton. Handball over the top again. Might just be kept in play. It is. The Tigers allowing to just sweep a couple of handballs out behind. Clarence pretty well set up behind the ball, but they've done well to catch a hold of this one. Ashland with it now. He looks up.
Kieran Lovell in traffic.
Slips it into the space with an ugly kick, and Bealey again cast in the role of interceptor.
Kieran Lovell just seems to have so much time. Bealey works the ball out wide. Little push away. Nicely by Garland. Somehow got his foot to the footy. Now it's picked up by Donnelly. Donnelly's handball over the top. Finds a man in Adams. Adams short kick down towards Tompkinson. Staying there is Holmes. Nicely picked up there by Wiley. They'll look for the line. And it's out on the full here. Going the way of the Roos. Ballsboom's got space in the middle. The handball just goes now. Time and space here for Bealey. Bealey's kick's a good one. Finds Preshaw. Preshaw looks up, and nice double back lead taken by Howlett. And there's no one really forward for the Roos, so he's going to go short here to Ballsboom. Right on the paint of 50, directly in front of goal. Numbers out wide to his left if he wants. Instead, goes that way finally. And the mark is taken out there by Burgess.
Yeah, thought their way through it pretty well there in the end, the Roos. Showed some good patience. They looked to be out initially, but took a little longer in the end, but eventually thought their way through it, and they get a shot, albeit not the easiest one. We'll be kicking from just outside 50.
In he comes, Harry Burgess. Could have gone across the face of goals. Instead, just to the far side. Kicks it behind.
Jack Bowie could just snuck off the bench and peeled inside 50. He was screaming for it, imploring his teammate to get it to him.
We're going to watch you because Andrew Cooling loves himself a bit of Jacques Bowie.
I like a lively small forward. In a leaf fibre at North, though.
Oh, yeah, I like it too.
Got a type. There's lively small forwards. There's the ball in dispute here at half forward for the Roos. They're doing much better this quarter around the contest, and they crack in here, and they'll hold this one up. Force another stoppage.
I'll tell you what, Eddie Cole really wanted that footy then. He was desperate.
Yeah, they've started to match them a little with the intensity around the ball. They're flying in at it. This one's one down. Bowick handball across. Burgess tumbles it forward, playing in front of the Tigers' defence. Ashland comes in, and anyone take clean possession. Godomski might have got away with the slight hold there. The Roos win it back, slamming on the boots of Ryan Garland. Oh, held off the defender this time, but they got the fist in just in time. Handball across to Elijah Reardon. Reardon punches them off with a beautiful bullet of a kick, and he finds Connor Salter at half back.
That was a bullet, wasn't it? Salter wheels around. Nice kick to Tompkinson. Too far out to score unless he really laces a beauty. Just chips over the top. Finds Dygan. Dygan. His kick. Just to no one in particular, and a nice mark taken by Howard, and he might get 50 here, no. Umpire says get out of the way. Gee, that was dangerous. They've got a few numbers here, the Roos. Oh, just bursting through. I think that might be, is it Preshaw? It might have been, no, it was actually Bealey. Yeah, good hard stuff. Now Reardon with another bullet, and going back and taking the mark easy is Ryan.
It's great stuff from Bealey. Just said, I'm more agile than you, Big Gardner. I'll spin round you, no issues. Baxter Norton chips one into space. Just moving the ball with a little more purpose here in this quarter. Holmes the target here. He's caught behind. Kept his feet though, which was crucial. The ball I don't think is going to stay in. Just pitched in time for him. Chips it in. He's got a couple leading out. One of them's Garland. And that's who he hits on the chest.
Gee, that was good. Again, just the key of footy, I think, in this day and age. I never did it, but keep your feet.
Yeah.
Keep your feet. Don't let yourself fall to ground. So this to put them back in touch, Drewy. Run your wheel around, the old Stevie Joe.
No doubt whatsoever, he does just that. He's caught it pretty well. He squared things up here at Blundstone Arena. Colin Garland hits the scoreboard. He set a couple up early, gets one of his own. We're all level 6-1, 37 apiece. As he mentioned, keeping your feet the key. I always remember, as a little kid, favourite video was Gary Ablett one special season. He said the biggest piece of advice Malcolm Blight gave to him was keep your feet in the contest.
That's Gary Ablett Senior for those.
Gary Ablett Senior. Not a bad man to listen to on Fordcraft, I reckon.
Yeah, well, he was pretty good, wasn't he? Only time he really went to ground was when he went up for a screamer.
Yeah, I think the coach was a bit sick of him doing that all the time. Said, you just need to keep your feet in the contest a little more, son. I think he kicked 130 goals that season, so worked out all right.
Back in the middle here at Blundstone Arena. Scores are level. 14 minutes gone in the second term. Quick kick away by Lovell. Cole tried to get fist on the footy, then tackled a man without it. Now the handball's out. They've got numbers here everywhere. Ryan with some time and space. Looks long. Down towards Owen. Good fist away. Nicely done by Cooper Sorty. Somehow it's kept in. Who's there? No one at all. Has it gone out of bounds? Gee, that was a late call.
Yes,
they're saying the goal umpire said it went out. Poor boundary umpire couldn't keep up. It's hard to do. So we've got a boundary throw in. Not sure that the ball went through. Anyway, the goal umpire was over near the point post. Would have had no idea whether that went through the goal or not. So a boundary throw in here. Gardner, Owen got to the front spot. Was that Godomski that kicked that one away? I think it was. Tompkinson. Now they've got numbers here everywhere. Graham. Handball's off to Lovell. Lovell with a quick kick over the top. Good effort. Picked up by Adams. Adams' kick goes long and deep. Numbers here with the Roos. Umpire's called out a free kick. It's going to Tyler Carter for a hold off the footy.
Well, I was just about to say the Clarence defence are doing a really good job just maintaining, just keeping a hold of the big man here in quarter number 2. Struggled with it in quarter number 1, but just infringing there.
I don't think the Clarence defender that infringed there, and it might have been Ryan, knew that he had players coming over the top. He just panicked a little bit. It was quick ball movement by the Tigers. In comes Tyler Carter. And doesn't he love a celebration? Gee, that's a horrible kick. Don't celebrate points, young Tyler. The first score for Kingborough in this term, Drew.
Remarkable. 16 minutes in. That shows how things have really swung here in this quarter. Maybe your goal kicking in theory something to it, Tubes.
Don't make stuff up.
As Keegan Wiley chips one into space for Baker Smith. Yeah, they've just clamped down a little bit better. When the balls come in, suddenly everything isn't being plucked here in this quarter. It's a little bit more structured down there. Oh, that's a chip ball into the sun. Did his team made no favours whatsoever. But Carl escorts him over the line. Hospital ball looking directly into the sun. Not what you're after there.
Harry Burgess actually did really well, didn't he?
Yeah.
So another boundary throw in here at half forward for the Roos. For the Tigers, rather. Right in front of that northeast stand. Gardner wins it down. Lovell with pace. Nice tackle laid on him by Holmes. Handball comes back in. It's Parker that got his handball away, and somehow that one's gone out again. So another boundary throw. What do you think? They haven't got a name for that stand. Maybe they could call it the Cooney stand.
The Cooney stand?
Yeah, Gavin Cooney. After Big Gav. He owned that pocket, didn't he? Anyway.
May well have done. Before my time, Tubes.
Oh, you don't know Gavin Cooney. Come on, Clifford. Wheels the ball inside forward 50. Lane came out hard at it. They got the numbers again here, the Roos. And now some pace shown. Gee, this pressure came late. Quick kick out wide here. Howlett with a little bit of space. And he runs around Rees and then kicks it long inside forward 50. Barwick couldn't quite get to the footy. Reardon went one way, then the other. Is tackled across the line. We'll see a boundary throw.
I'll be hesitant to name it purely because I think it should be knocked down or replaced by something a little better, Tubes.
All right, okay.
That's why I'll be a little hesitant on that one.
Maybe something with some heating. That stand gets extremely cold.
So back into play. Half forward, the Roos having the better of this quarter. Doing well. The backup ruck going here. Won it down, but it'll be Lovell to take it away once more. He had stacks of the footy this afternoon. Gardner led to the ball. Looking for a little in the back before he kicked here. It was Clifford. Didn't get it. Didn't make an attempt to dispose of it either. We'll have a ball up.
Not sure he had a prior opportunity to get rid of it.
Have you got to feign an attempt?
Yeah, feign it. Just feign the attempt. That's right.
Wildly slap your chest or something. Even though you've got no intent to get rid of it, that always does the job.
There's a lot of that happening in the AFL now, isn't there?
It really is.
So a boundary throw, a ball up rather at centre wing. Tompkinson wins it down. Quick kick forward by Clifford. Bouncing ball. Gardner got his hands to the footy really well. Then just got pushed off the ball. Quick kick forward. Came from Howard. Big fist. Tompkinson's going to do some roving here. He keeps it in somehow. And Godomski was a little disappointed.
Well, the umpire was perfectly positioned.
Yeah, he's right there, wasn't he?
And the Tigers bench aren't complaining, which I'd imagine they would if they thought they were aggrieved there. Usually the deck give away the reactions. So I reckon spot on there from the boundary umpire, and he heaves this one back into play. One down by Owen, but punching it forward cleverly was Cole. Braced for the contact, he knew it was coming, and it came over the shoulder in the end. Free kick going the way of the Tigers. He gets up and gets it moving quickly. Pokes one wide. Love will surely infringe. That'll be a free kick. He wants to move quickly, runs straight into a tackle. Umpire, fortunately for Lovell, said he didn't go back behind his line. He goes back now. He drives them to the teeth of goal, looking for the big fellas. Spills out the back. Which way is it going? It's going the way of the Roos. So a free kick. Oh, watch out, it doesn't get reversed as Tyler Carter just copped one there. Play allowed to continue. And the Roos will take it along the outside wing. That's a poor kick. Sun in the eyes. Pitches just in front. Handball back inside to Cooper Sorty. Go backwards to go forwards. Rees now sends it across and finds O'Neill. O'Neill sends the Tigers inside 50. Punch came from Holmes just in the nick of time. A tough coming together there on the Arca 50. And we'll wrap up. It has been a physical contest, this one, Cubes.
Oh, it certainly has been, Drewy. There's a free kick down here.
Swinton off the ball.
Yep. Against Luke Swinton, it'll go to Carter. No, it's been reversed. Not sure what's happened there.
Well, I might have just seen the follow-up and initially it was called, but everyone's hitting each other off the ball, basically.
Yeah, Green now at centre wing. Takes the mark for the Roos. He looks up. Short one's on. So the Roos look to attack here. That's a good kick. Just a little bit too much on it. Rees now gets caught. Nice tackle. Reardon now with some pace. His kick. Carter's going to have to do some work here and can't get there. Nice mark taken by Swinton. Swinton's kick down towards Garland. Garland can't see it. Bouncing ball out the back. Somehow Holmes keeps it in. It's going to be a tough kick from here. He goes across the face of goal. Out of bounds on the full.
It's always going to be tough to find a marking target inside 50 there for the Roos, given they had three back behind the ball loose. It meant the Tigers would have to have some free men elsewhere. And they're working around the back. Got themselves into all sorts of trouble here. Gifted it to Garland, who just got himself turned around the wrong way in the end. Impacted the kick through from behind, and we're all square once more. 6-2, plays 6-2. Elijah Reardon to reload.
That kick was easy 15, wasn't it? Anyway, I'm not going to criticise the umpires. They do a wonderful job.
I'll criticise that, Kel. Yeah, I agree.
Lovell from half-back gets the kick further towards the centre wing. Tompkinson, give it a mark, umpire. Oh, he held it for a fortnight, and the umpire says it was touch, so we'll see a ball up.
The Tigers just feeling slightly slighted by the past 30 seconds here, but that's beautiful ruck work from Tompkinson over the top to Ashland. Sent them forward, crashing the pack was Lane. Ball in dispute on centre wing, picked up by Clifford, turns back inside and drives them inside 50. When looking for down there, Salter. And he's escorted out of play by Harry Fisher. Throwing inside 50. Starting to get the ball inside that 50 a little bit more, the Tigers, but no goals to show for it in quarter number 2.
The defence of Clarence has really held up so far this term. They've only let them get the one behind. Great stuff. Ruck contest was good. A little high tackle there. Ducked into it, Eddie Cole, and 50. Against, I think, Harry Burgess it is, against Harry Burgess.
And,
so this will be a goal.
Umpire's doing a good job just calling these quickly because spot fires have been breaking out all around the ground. The umpire's just saying, get on with it, boys. There's a bit of spite out there.
I'll tell you what, Eddie Cole gave it to the blokes behind the goal, the Clarence supporters. So I like that. A little bit of spunk from Eddie. And the goal puts Kingborough up by 6 points.
I've seen a bit of that. I think Cole Garland was doing that at North Hobart a couple of weeks ago. He was certainly in the locals know all about it. Yeah. So I like it. A bit of personality from the forwards.
Well, Cole was a former friend of North Hobart, wasn't he? That's where he played a lot of his footy.
I don't think he made many friends that afternoon.
Not sure Eddie Cole has any connection to the boys here at Clarence other than being perhaps hated by his opposition, but super player, definitely deserved the free kick and the 50 against him, Harry Burgess. So back in the middle.
Green goes unopposed and just whacks it into space, but once again, first to it's Kieran Love, and that's a lovely handball too. Tipped over the top, wasn't a good kick for Cole on this occasion. 2-on-1, the one did pretty well. Throw the call in the end though. Free kick going the way of the Tigers. They can Get it moving quickly. Back inside once more to Lovell. Weaved one way, then the other. Just got his kick away in time. That won't be 15. Eddie Cole now. Flicked it back over the top. He flicked it straight to the opposition. Gave it a balls boom. Now the ball wrapped up. I think we're going to have a stoppage. Umpire trying to let it come out. He's trying to let the play develop. And eventually he says, I'll have it.
It's funny, isn't it, when you watch the umpires do that? I like it. I like letting the ball go a little bit further because there was potential that could have come out. But interesting, didn't come out in the end. I think the Roos got away with one there because they had numbers around the footy there, the Tigers, and looked like it was going to come out to their benefit. So a ball up here at half forward for the Tigers. Fisted away nicely by Big Gardner. Didn't have the footy, he said, but out the back it comes. I'd love to know the stats on that man, Lovell. Now it's bouncing ball here. It's picked up by O'Neill. O'Neill's kick's good. Down towards Carter. Running out from full-back, though, was Swinton. Got his handball away. Cole off to Carter. Carter's kick smothered. Carter goes again, then cops one high. Through the head back at least. Umpire said no. I'll ball it up.
Well done, umpire. Didn't get suckered in. You can see exactly what he was trying to do.
Joel Selwood style.
If it gets you a free kick inside 50, mate, got no problem with going the attempt, but well umpired to not pay it.
Yeah.
One down. Out after this one was Ryan. He flings himself on top of it, and the siren will sound before the umpire has to make a call either way, and brings to end a tight quarter. A 1-goal lead for the Kingborough Tigers here. 7-2-44, leading Clarence 6-2-44. After 10 goals in the opening quarter, just the 3 goals in that quarter as the defence has really tightened.
Yeah, it was a different game, wasn't it? The pressure was still there, though, Drew. A great game of footy. So Clarence 6-2-38, trail Kingborough 7-2-44 in the Daily Potato live stream of this Tasmanian State League match between Clarence and Kingborough. Goal kickers for Clarence. We've got 2 for Sam Green, and then singles to Jack Barwick and Ollie Preshaw, and then singles to Colin Garland and Baxter Norton in that quarter. Kingborough 2 to Jordan Lane, then singles to Tompkinson, Salter and Clifford, with Eddie Cole, the only goal kicker for Kingborough in that term. Very interesting game of footy about to come up here live at Blundstone Arena. We're going to take a quick break here. My name's Tubes Taylor. We've got Andrew Cooling on the commentary with you. Thanks to Daily Potato Co for providing this live stream. We'll be right back with the second half of this match between Clarence and Kingborough in just a few moments. Mate, we need the tell me about it.
So I think the umpires are just not ideal, but yeah.
Second half about to get underway here for the Tasmanian State League Round 14 clash between Clarence and Kingborough. It's a 6-point margin in favour of the Tigers, with Jordan Lane kicking 2 for the visitors. Sam Green's got a couple. But we're both awarded off 50-metre penalties. My name's Tubes Taylor. I'm joined in the commentary box by Andrew Cooling. First half has been a great game of footy.
Yeah, a real tale of two halves within the first half. The first quarter was free-flowing, attacking, goals flowing everywhere. The second quarter started to clamp down, a lot harder to score. Just the 3 goals in that quarter after 10 in the first. But a really gripping contest. I think Clarence would be happy with the way they defended in that quarter. Anyone's ball game. Really looking forward to the second half here, Chips.
Certainly. As we get underway here, the umpire holds the Sharon aloft. It'll be Tompkinson up against Green in the ruck. And a beautiful bounce there by the umpire. One down. Preshaw just doing a wrestle. Tompkinson got it up. Then he gets it away. Got his kick just scrapping forward. Pushed away by the defender. Graham just running around, wheeling onto the left boot. Quick kick inside forward 50. That should have been a mark. Wasn't paid. Carter got his handball away. Quick kick around the corner by Graham. Beg your pardon, that might be Clifford, as that one goes out of bounds in the forward pocket.
So the first set of clearance going the way of the Tigers, and they're on the attack here early on, looking to extend their lead. Nice defending there, preventing Carter from hauling that mark in. Perhaps slightly unfortunate not to get the mark himself there, as Carter cast in the roller ruckman. Fell to Kieran Lovell, picks it up, slams it on the boot, and drives home a goal. What an afternoon Kieran Lovell's having. Had the ball on a string in the first half. And his first possession in the third quarter is to extend their lead to 12 points.
How he does that's beyond me. That's a magic piece of work. Just found some space, and I know I hate comparisons, but similar to Scott Pendlebury, just always looks like he's got time around the footy. It's his fast movement, his ability to ball, but that was just instinctive stuff from the champion Tiger. And he puts them out to a 12-point lead.
And he's having himself a day. And that was a classy finish. One of the real stars of the TSL. Imagine he'll be firmly in the team of the season type discussions going on. He's having another ripping year, and he kicks an important goal here to get the Tigers off to the perfect start.
Well, he'll be my favourite for Player of the Year votes today. Out that comes to the back here, just held off the footy there. Couldn't get the kick for Harper. Now it's picked up by Clifford. Clifford goes searching towards goal, and that one's out of bounds on the full. So the kick to be taken by Swinton. Gee, this son's in just a terrible spot, isn't it, Truey? As the kick comes out and wide. Tompkinson flies for the footy. Handball came over the top. Godomski got his kick, handball away to Dargan. Dargan with his hands in the air, just threw it up. O'Neill got it off to Cole, and Cole's kick is smothered by Barwick, and we'll see a boundary throw-in.
So, Tigers starting this quarter brightly, as they did quarter number one kicking to this end. They really bossed them out of the middle in that quarter. Clarence did well to keep in touch, evened up a tad more in the second term. Tompkinson getting on top early here. He tries to take the tackler on, just got it away in time. Pretty sure wrapping him up. Holmes now gathers and drives in the Garland direction. He was having an arm grab, but it'll be a downfield for the push in the back anyway. Garland takes it and goes quickly. 1-on-1 deep inside 50. Elijah Reardon back there, though. A pretty good one to have for the Tigers. He takes it and bounces away. Oh, runs into trouble there. Just shrugs it off, but the umpire's pinged him anyway. Free kick to Cameron Owen. Reardon biting off a little more than he could chew. I thought he'd just done enough to shrug the tackle, but the umpire's pinged him. And Cameron Owen.
Great tackle.
Did a great job to stop the nimble Elijah Reardon. And an opportunity for the Roos' first score of the third quarter. He saunters in, just stands it up to the top of the square. Instead, the big men fly. The spoil came, and Cooper Sorty got a decisive fist through for a minor score.
So the margin now 11 points. Handy point, you might say. It's early to say that.
Very early to be running with that one, Shoobs.
Reardon plays on from full-back. Drives a long ball out to centre wing. Tompkinson floats in. That was great, courageous stuff going back with a flight by Smith. Now Clifford. Time. Jordan Lane, the handball missed the mark. Tompkinson got his handball away. O'Neill just ran over the top of the footy. Baxter Norton's kick goes downfield, a free kick downfield. Play on's the call. No, umpire says I've blown time on. It'll go back to Ollie Preshaw. So Preshaw, outside 50, just too far out to score, I think, as the Tigers flood back. Holmes on a lead, is ignored. As was Cam Owen on a lead. Play on's the call. Now it's popped up to the square. Garland flies and just got hands to the footy. That's holding the ball, in my opinion, and it is. I think it was Will Clifford that tried to push off his opponent. Great tackle laid by Howlett, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal.
Yeah, tried to take him on. Howlett won the ball, dispossessed him. Good decision from the umpire. And Clarence can cut it back to 5 points here.
In he comes. A little bit of sticker work on the arms. He likes it off the boot, straight through the middle. Howlett pegs the margin back to 5 points. We've got a game on our hands, Andy Cooling.
Yeah, it's been a good response in the last couple of minutes here from the Roos. The first couple of centre clearances were going the way of the Tigers, and they really jumped them in the first couple of moments of this quarter, but it's been a strong response. They get to go back within 5 points, and I suspect it's going to be fairly close most of the afternoon. Just doesn't seem like one of those ones where anyone's going to get a meaningful break. I hope that's the case, but it's been a really gripping contest so far, and that's continued on into the early goings here in quarter number 3.
10 scoring shots apiece, Drewy. I always look at that stat. You can break the game right down. It's as simple as that. The pressure's been sensational from both teams. I think Kingborough in the first half were probably just in front there. I'd love to see the stats on that as the ball is bounced in the centre.
Green wins this one now, but first to it will be Eddie Cole, who will wheel off on the left and send it over the head of Graham. And it's almost marked by Paprotny. Couldn't quite bring it down. Now he's wrapped up. And the umpire says, I'll have it. For the Roos. Again, largely one-on-ones all around the ground here. One pushing up next to the stoppage. Green favoured by that contest, but then hammered it back quite nicely. Good ruck work indeed. Kick now towards Garland. Garland with pure strength takes the mark again. The big bullocking full forward, and he'll drive them deep. It's a 2-on-2 there. Everyone flew underneath it in the end, off hands. Leading out to the ball is Howlett. Couldn't quite keep it in, and we'll have another stoppage inside forward 50.
A little bit of holding off the ball there for mine, Drewy, but it was probably going both ways. I felt like Cam Owen might have been just had his jumper tugged a little bit, but I've got the benefit of having binoculars zoomed in on the contest. So a boundary throw inside forward 50 for the Roos. Tompkinson wins it down. Handball comes back to Rees. Rees' kick is smothered. The fist came, and we'll see another boundary throwing in front of the Gavin Kearney stand. Played about 400 games, at least 350 with Clarence.
Well, deserve a better stand then.
Yeah, build him a big one. The ball in again, right in the same spot. Owen and Tompkinson do battle. Owen somehow comes out with it. The tap goes back. Here's Preshaw from 50, lowers the eyes nicely. It's a 2-on-1 in favour of the Tigers. Godomski doing well. Nice effort there by the Roos player. He ran into his teammate, and the handball came out. Reardon now finds some space. Forced kick, goes high. Nice defensive work there by Salter. Handball comes over the Salter, missed the mark. Now they go hard at it. That's great effort from both players. The umpire's letting the ball go here. Out it comes. It's popped out. Salter's just holding it in, and now finally the umpire says give it a move.
Well, they've been consistent with it, but they've certainly been willing to let it go and see if the ball will spill out today. It's a feature of it. A few times where it's moving it a little, but Tompkinson wins this one down. He gathers his own work and fires out a handball, punched away by Barwick away from Lovell. Green out in pursuit of this one. Got there first, handballed it in front of Barwick, couldn't quite take it. Surely high on Tompkinson, getting away with it was Preshaw.
It was his teammate too.
And then a slinging tackle from the big rock. That is great stuff from Green. And suddenly it's the Roos who are bringing a little bit of heat with their tackling around the ball.
That was Panther-like from Green.
Just leapt on him. He'll compete now against Tompkinson. Tompkinson won that down, but not decisively. Burgess was in there for the Roos.
That's a throw.
That did look a little throwish, but they'll take it away. And in a little bit of space is Lockie Clifford. And he punches one for Jordan Lane, leading down the wing, as he so often does. Just racking up the marks again, Jordan Lane. He sends them forward. Then numbers back for the Roos, and just dropping back into the space nicely was Harry Fisher. Took a good mark. Umpire spotted a block off the ball though, has he? Free kick's going to go the way of the Tigers.
Look, Graham's getting a free kick.
So Graham will take it at half forward. This might catch them out as they're expecting to have the ball going back the other way. They've done pretty well to get numbers back into the space. Graham, his delivery's been good inside 50 today. He sears this one in the pocket, and talk about putting the moz on someone. Turned it straight over. He probably should have marked that.
Yeah, well, the sun's right in his eyes there, Drew. Give him
fair.
a spell.
That's very fair.
He hasn't got the Mason Coxes on, so we'll see a ball inside forward 50 for the Tigers. Carter to do the ruck work. Out of the ruck, he takes it, got his handball away. Preshaw hard at the footy, just does a little push off, gives it back to Owen. Owen's kick is a high one. Parker under the footy, Tompkinson too. Parker ends up with it, drives it forward, and it's chopped off nicely by Owen.
The big man just dropping behind the ball and doing it nicely. He's got Barwick in some space wide. Opts not to go there. Everyone in this half of the ground at the moment, and I'm not sure about that option. It's just travelled the 15. Baker Smith did well to take the juggling mark. He'll go back to Holmes. Everyone is pushed up here. They can get it over the top. It'll be a real foot race as he chips this one out. Green working hard there just to get some space from Tompkinson. He did really nicely, gave the handball back to Holmes. He chips it over the top. Not a good quick for Barwick. In trouble. Graham's got him. Made no attempt to get rid of that. He's in trouble here, Barwick. That's got to be holding the football, and is. Eddie Cole wants to take it quickly. Umpire says, I'll take it back. And Graham will take the ball on the wing for the Tigers.
So it's almost a replay of what we saw a little earlier. Luke Graham with the footy at half forward. A little bit of movement. Everyone in that forward 50 with their hands up to the sky, trying to block the sun out. Marcus Gardner takes the mark. Short one's on to Dygan. Found space. Burgess arrives late. Dygan now pops one up. Mark that, he says. Plotney, I think it is, does. Or that might be Baker Smith. It is. So the young Devil send it back to where it came. Gardner with a fist. The handball came out. Owen. Now this will be gobbled up here by the boundary line. That's out of bounds on the full.
After being one-on-one around the ground for most of the game, suddenly it's two spares behind the ball each at the moment, just for the moment. It's just perhaps leading to this little passage of plays. This one's chipped inside 50. They have the spare, but it hits the deck, and Carter was first to it. Got it away just in time, and the kick's just offline. Didn't quite get it on target. A minor score only extends the lead out to 7 points the way of the Tigers. Now everyone's in a third of the ground. They are condensing up this pitch.
Yeah. It's not beautiful football to watch, is it? As that one comes down here. If they get it out here, Clarence, they're kicking to absolutely no one. Quick kick forward, nicely done by Sorty. It's marked down here by the Clarence defender. Think that could be Baxter Norton. Short one's on. Finds his man. Borsboom. Borsboom kicks out wide. That's a good one. Finds his teammate Howard. Howard short again to Burgess. Burgess gives a handball off to a running man. Oh, that's a dangerous kick. Tyler Carter does well to affect the spoil.
They're not wanting to kick to a contest at the moment, are they, Clarence?
Oh, no, they're not. It's just interesting footy at the minute. It's just really congested in comparison to that first quarter, where we had 4 goals to 6. So 10 goals scored in the first term, and we're pretty much at the halfway point of this term, and haven't seen much. Eddie Cole gets his kick forward.
Deep inside 50 for the big men to fly. Lane was there, just kept it in nicely. Lovell just out of play. But maybe it's a result of Clarence wanting to drop one behind the ball. The Tigers not wanting to allow that, so they're then pushing that up, and Clarence is going, all right, we'll send another one. It's just leading to everyone being up this end of the pitch. It's really quite different from what we've seen throughout the first half.
Yeah, at the moment, as you say, two players behind the ball for the Tigers at the moment. So if Clarence are able to get it out of it here, they're outnumbered.
Trying to take the mark was Preshaw, taken away from him by Parker, unable to keep it in was Burgess. The ball just being sucked to this wing at the moment, so a real arm wrestle developing here in quarter number 3. And 6 points is the lead to the Tigers.
Ball in. Gardner up against Owen. Owen fists it down. Quick kick forward is okay by Adams. Into a dangerous spot here. The Roos, though, end up with the footy, and it's kicked away by Bealey. Oh, Green, somehow, just fell down at the wrong time. Clifford, rolls over the top, finds another teammate. Out here is Adams. Adams now kicks to a dangerous spot. Lane, and well played by Smith. Got his handball away just as he played on. Nice fist away by Rees. Bouncing up though. Roos have the players here. Rees is down behind play. Clarence again. Draws boom, I think that was. Finds a teammate here in Harper.
So Harper looks up. But Adams just dropping back into the hole for the Tigers. So he hesitates and sends it wide. In real slow playing from the Roos here in quarter number 3. They've been quite content just to chip the ball and try and switch things up around the back. They'll do that again. And it's a rather laborious switch they're trying to execute. And they're losing ground. No obvious target now. They're forced to kick one slightly in dispute. The handball was slick from Howard. Found Bealey. Now Holmes bouncing off halfback. This is better now. Howard driving them forward. Good kick, and the mark is taken there by Baxter Norton. Norton's got a man on in the pocket. It's Barwick, and he picks him out. And good patience shown by the Roos and rewarded for it. A little dicey at half-back, but eventually they worked it forward.
Laborious is the word, and it turned out to be the right option too, wasn't it? Because they just cut off that short one and then kept running. It was smart play. Not sure who it was that was running through the middle. It might have been Howlett or Harper or Wiley, because they all look the same.
So it'll be Jacques Barwick to go back here.
I'll get in trouble with that.
He can square things up. And a kick from about 30 out. That never looked likely. Might not even score. Right across the face. In the end, stays in play by Cowley. He'll flick it backwards. And they'll try and run it out of defence. The handball across to Donnelly was a poor one. Out of play, and letting him know about it was Harry Burgess. It's been a physical match. I just wonder if maybe this avoiding kicking a contest is just the fear of the big men the Tigers have and not wanting to kick to them. Because they've got so many of them, the Tigers.
Well, who do you pick? Tell me who you pick. Ball in here. Owen tapped over the top of his head, and guess who? Lovell clears it for the opposition. Driving it forward. No one really wanted the footy. Jordan Lane now has a handball over the top. Tyler Carter. Now he's got absolutely nothing ahead of him here, so he goes back. Graham gets it back to Carter. Carter's in trouble here as he dives on the footy. Somehow it comes out. He got it to away, and that one's pushed away there, and that's a big hit on Luke Graham by Harry Burgess.
You're feeling that one. Nothing intentional, but certainly high, and you'll certainly be feeling it.
Asking Lovell to clear out. Goes long. Jordan Lane's got 4 to beat. Fist came down, Carter can't get it, and it's out of bounds.
So the ball spending plenty of time up this end of the ground, but goals proving tough to come by. Clarence should have a spare man around this contest. The Tigers, Tompkinson behind the ball.
Welcome back to quarter 4 of the Tasmanian State League round 14 clash between Clarence and Kingborough. It's a 13-point margin in favour of the Tigers. We do apologise for our Daily Potato live stream going down there for the last few minutes of that match. But it's been an interesting match. It's the last bit of that third term resulted in that 13-point margin in favour of the Tigers.
Tigers definitely had the better of the third term, just extended it slightly, driving tackle there from Tompkinson, bringing down the opposite ruckman Green. But certainly after the floodgates were open in quarter number 1, 10 goals, it's really dried up since then. It's been much more of a defensive grind, an arm wrestle of a game. And it was the Tigers winning that arm wrestle in quarter number 3. They'll go forward for the first time in the final term. Clifford sends them deep. Baker Smith out across there. Well done, Tyler Carter. That was clever. Knocked it back inside. They find something here. The snap will come up in the middle of the arc. And it might land. Oh, great spoil. Nicely done just in time there by the Clarence defender. Holmes laying one, which was just in the back. He did really well to just avoid giving it away.
I was about to say he did really well there, James Holmes, just to turn his body and not force Rees in the back. Great stuff. Oh, that was a sensational ruck. Great bit of roving by Lovell. Couldn't quite get the footy. This might be holding the footy. It is. So a free kick going the way of the Roots. Rees, the man who infringed. And it'll be Holmes to take the kick. So the young Clarence star, almost refer to him as a veteran, goes down towards the big man Ryan. Couldn't quite get the footy. Handball came out to no one in particular. Reardon, great kick. Holmes floats in front, courageous, smart. Out it comes here, another clever handball. Carter got his fist on the footy. Jumping on the ball down there is Swinton. We'll see a ball up.
I wonder if we've just seen a change in tactics from Clarence there. They went straight through the middle there, rebounding 50. I don't think they did that once in that third quarter.
No.
They went direct down the guts, perhaps sensing they need to get a move along scoring-wise in this quarter. Preshaw first to the football here. Just cleverly knocked it out in front of himself and then sends them in the Garland direction. Can he trap this one? Not quite. Good contest given by Godomski. Garland just shrugged him off, though, with strength. Swings them inside 50, looking for Preshaw. Spoil came from behind. Garland back in with another strong tackle. That's going to come out, though. The Tigers have the numbers. They'll take it along the outer wing, searching ball. Spoil came from behind and out of play for a ball in.
Gee, that was good from the Tigers just to get numbers back to the contest. They were outnumbered, but then they did the outnumbering. So a boundary throw in right at centre wing on the hillside of Blundstone Arena. Big volleyball spike there from Tompkinson. Lovell gets caught, somehow got his kick away. Out it comes to Holmes. Holmes somehow got a handball away. Interesting kick will go out of bounds on the full. Scares a few of the players on the opposite side from the, I think they're from the Signet Footy Club. And it'll be a free kick going the way of Adams.
So Adams, Tigers wingman, send them towards half forward. Sea of bodies there, floats over everyone's head. Handball back inside. Jordan Lane with a good tackle. We'll have another ball up as this arm wrestle continues into quarter number 4. First goal of the quarter, you sense, is going to be absolutely vital. Clarence certainly in need of it. That's the Tigers doing the more attacking stuff early on. Plenty of stoppages. Room hard to come by so far in this final quarter. Anyone get a decisive clearance here? Green and Tompkinson once more. Green won it down nicely, but the pressure again came from the Tigers back inside. Good tackle laid by Dygan. Now Clifford trying to skip through. Wheels a kick inside 50. Jordan Lane first to it. He's brought down. Good tackle there by Smith. Up and under ball in dispute. Who's going to be able to mark it? Ferocious attack on the ball. Handball off to Gardner. Oh, the ruckman, he's got a man over the top here. Salter did well though, Clarence. It was a 2-on-1. It was seen away before it could get to Carter. They cleared offensive 50, and that's seen by Holmes away from Rees. Got it across to Ryan, who just launches it for space. How will it bounce? Pretty accommodatingly initially. The pressure comes from behind from Ollie Preshaw, and he wraps him up for a stoppage.
That kick that came from Ryan was just a bit of a nothing kick. He had a lot more time than he thought, and perhaps the talk out there isn't there that was in that first term. Particularly the second term's been good by Clarence. Out it comes now as they go forward. Just shrugging the tackle was Norton. The kick inside forward 50. Numbers here with the Tigers. Bouncing ball, roving out the back. His handball needs to come off. Quick kick on goal. It's a ripper from Howlett, and it goes through. The first goal of the fourth term goes to the Kangaroos. And Clarence keep in touch.
Well done Colin Garland there too. Just got a crucial hand in there at that marking contest. Brought it to ground, and there was Howlett swooping on it like the seagull on the hot chip. And a beautiful finish right through the middle. That's the start they needed. 7-point ball game. Game on here at Blundstone Arena, Tubes.
Did call that point in the third term a handy point, Drewy. Don't want to predict much, but...
Reckon a goal would have been more useful, giving us back to 7 points.
Yeah,
just
correct, Drewy. Correct.
Love the concept of the handy point, but
Gee, that was
just going a little early with it.
Yeah, well, been called premature before as the ball goes back to the middle. Here, nearly 6 minutes gone in the final term of this match between Clarence and Kingborough. The quick kick goes forward. It was okay by Ryan. Bouncing ball over the top of Reardon's head. Rees gets tackled straight away. Handball came out the back nicely for Ashland. Ashland has his kick smothered. Rees runs back. He's going to get there first. Nice shepherd off the ball. Well done, Will Clifford. Kick comes out wide. Oh, attack on the footy was great from both players. Adams takes the mark. He's got Reardon short if he wants. He decides to balk and go longer. Down towards Lovell. Green floats across in front. Now a quick handball over the top. Handball comes back now. Burgess goes one way then the other and then all the way back. Tries to find a teammate. Green now with some time. Burgess, pressure immense here from the Tigers. Brilliant stuff from the Kingborough boys, and we'll see a ball up.
Yeah, really good pressure and just causing the fumbles there a little. Burgess had a chance to get him inside 50, but he wasn't clean. That perceived pressure perhaps playing there as one down to Norton. His kick was smothered. Adams gathers it and decides, I'm outnumbered, I'll just take the safety of the boundary line, and steps across. So a throw in.
What's your favourite noise at the footy? Is it bowl? Because my favourite thing is deliberate. I love it.
I'm an odd one. I love the sound of the post being smashed by the ball. As this one comes in, Tompkinson won it down. Norton was there. So Ashland gets his hands to it. He's wrapped up immediately by a pair of Roos who, sensing the moment is now, have really lifted their intensity around the contest. They've closed within 7 points, and they've started this quarter pretty nicely. Tompkinson with pure strength just got rid of Owen, then followed up his work. The kick might just stay inside. Didn't have much distance, but it's going to be picked off there by Keegan Ryan. He looks up and sees a crowded forward 50. He'll keep it tight to the pocket. It wasn't a great kick, and it floats out of bounds on the full. And I just don't know about the decision-making there from Ryan.
No, it's got to go to the top of the square, at least 35 out. If you're going into that pocket, there's no point kicking it deep in that pocket. No one's kicking a goal from there. Critical Tubes. That's my rant for the day.
Fair analysis, I think, as the Rucks will go at it again. This floated over the top of Tompkinson and Green. Just stayed inside for Keegan Ryan, but we'll have a ball up now. The sun sets, so that won't be an obstacle for the players anymore. I've seen the sun get in the eyes a few times this afternoon. No excuses from this point on. Gardner up against Green. Gardner won it down. Charging through the contest was Eddie Cole. Slammed it on the boot, went in the Jordan Lane direction, but Baker Smith's been really good today, and he fisted that away from behind. Fisher now with it. Cole just about gets decapitated, and he'll get a free kick.
Yeah, Burgess the infringement there. So Eddie Cole looks up. Scrubby kick inside forward 50. Tyler Carter gets his kick away, and Baker Smith will go back and take the mark with the flight. Looks across the face of goal. Goes in the direction of Howard. Howard's got a man on short and Wiley. Decides against that. Gets called to play on. He goes short and finds Borsboom. Borsboom sends it longer up towards his teammates out there. A mark taken. Nicely done. I think that's Adams on the far side of the ground. His kick goes down towards Salter. Nice fist away from the defenders. Lovell somehow manages to get a hand on the footy. Tackled by Norton. And the umpire circles and will ball it up.
It is a tight grind of a game here. 58-51 in favour of the visitors. A win and Clarence would jump into the top four. Can they haul them in here? Kieran Lovell's been superb today and he bounces away from the contest. He swings it towards goal and finds Carter. It just peeled off. And whoa, he almost played on there. Close enough to just go back and take the shot. He's a left footer, but still, I think the full forward needs to be backing himself in here.
I'm not sure if that kick was on purpose, but gee, it was a beauty. It just went to the right spot, didn't it, for Tyler Carter?
We'll go back now. He has been banging them in for fun this year. He goes with the banana and he's missed. Well, not his best work there, Tyler Carter. He's been pretty well held this afternoon. And he lets them off the hook there. And the margin out to 8 points.
There's a lot of spots here. There's a short one on in the direction of Norton. Norton's got Smith out wide if he wants, decides against that. If he goes long with Still, he can find Popropny. He goes in that direction. Well led and well played. Plays on now. That's good effort there by Godomski, floating across in front. Short kick on here to Salter. Just got worked under the footy by his defensive opponent. Back it comes now. Borsboom with a short one. And now gets called to play on. Spinning out of trouble. That was smart work by Preshaw. He's got a little bit of pace and he throws it on the boot down towards Garland. Somehow he manages to get there. I tell you what, this has been a great battle between these two, Donnelly and Garland. And now it's out of bounds. We'll see a boundary throw in.
Yeah, Garland did really well there. Donnelly had the position on him, had him beaten, but Garland able to prevent an intercept mark and just get the stoppage instead. Getting the hand in there. It has been a great battle between those two, as you say, Tubes. Key position battles have been very entertaining all around the ground. Here's Gardner up against Garland now. Garland slams it on the boot, sends it goalward. Donnelly versus the ball. Ashland was in there. Snap from the angle. They got a man in the pocket. Couldn't quite bend it back. It's back within 7 points. Tigers, Digan. We're going back to Rees rather. He'll wheel off and go now. Sends it to a contest. Lane flying from behind. Two hands to it, but fisted away. And a play for a throw in. Geez, goals are hard to come by as this afternoon's Warlord Tubes.
It's been a real vice-like grip on the footy. Both defensive structures are holding up beautifully. Don't think that they don't have players behind the ball now. It's all or nothing for both teams as it comes down Lovell. For, let's say, kick number 35. No, it's a handball. Gives it off to Parker. Lovell across the face of goal. Out towards Golding. Golding takes the mark. He's got Tompkinson up long. And there's every chance that he's going to mark that because his opponent, Bealey, is a little bit smaller. So here he comes. Tompkinson just throws it on the boot. Flying from the back. This will be a big mark. A ripper. Taken by Smith. That's what he comes back into the side to do, doesn't he, Baker Smith? His kick, long one, fisted away by Reardon. Nicely done, and it's just gobbled up there beautifully. They go forward again. Here's a chance for Preshaw. Godomski gets his fist away. Preshaw can't quite get a hold of the footy, and it's out of bounds.
That's a huge win from Godomski. It was 3-on-2 in favour of Clarence Ford of the ball. If he wins that, they got 2-on-2, and then they get loose over the top. A very good chance at a goal. Huge contest to win. Godomski's been very solid in that area all day. And he wins a key battle there. Clarence having the better of this last quarter. Well and truly outplayed in the third. Holmes gets in on Parker there. Tumbling kicks it inside 50. Reardon flew, couldn't drag it down. Hits the deck. Barwick knocks it out in front of him. Jacques Barwick to cut the margin to 1. He misses. A big chance goes begging for the Roos there.
Just had time to settle there too, did Barwick.
I reckon he thought, Elijah Reardon's somewhere behind me. I need to move quickly. This guy's got some wheels.
Yeah.
A little bit perceived pressure, not actual pressure. So you're right, he did have time to steady.
Reardon to bring the ball out. Goes long, looking for Tompkinson. Owen with a fist. Little clever tap there. Borsboom got his handball away. It goes back towards Borsboom. He missed the mark though. Through does O'Neill. He's tough. Another one of those boys that come from Signet. Now they work the ball through the middle. They've got players here everywhere. Paprotny with a kick down towards Garland. Garland flew, kept his feet, then just fell over. Nice effort there by Donnelly. And now the umpire circling and says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. Garland's caught one in the nose. A little bit of claret. Then just pops his hands up and says, I'm in the ruck. Tompkinson arrives late. Oh, he's just manhandled there, and out it comes now, kick away by Ashland.
Kick up towards centre wing, ball in dispute. Happy to see it across the line as Fisher. Even goal the difference in this game.
Couldn't be, could it?
A gripping contest.
Couldn't be, could it?
Just beyond halfway. It's very much. I'm not going to say too, so I don't want to remove the possibility. Because it could be, as Tompkinson sends this one forward. And that one not really doing Lane any favours. Advantage paid here. There was a shirt grab. Sends it deep inside. Forward 52 on 2 here. Flicked over the top. Oh, high tackle surely. Umpire says play on. Oh, boy. Got away with one there. I reckon you had the binoculars on it. How do you see that, Tube Sailor?
Ducked into it. So, well called by the umpire. Threw his head back. Did Luke Graham. Might have copped a little bit high, but he did duck into it. Out it comes now, around the corner for Clifford. No way. Across the face of goal, through for... No, it's hit the behind post, so we'll see a boundary throw. These binoculars are good. You can actually see what's going on instead of being...
I can't see a thing on the far wing.
Lippy. Well, I'll try and relieve you there. Gardner out of the ruck, grabs it and kicks a goal. Big Sausage has his second. The first goal of the last term for Kingborough, and that margin now, a little relief there for the Tigers, is out to 12 points.
Yeah, big moment, the pressure told, and just getting that stoppage rather than the behind, working out quite nicely for them in the end. Gardner just took it out of the ruck. We've seen a bit of that this afternoon inside forward 50, the big man. Gardner had the size advantage, he did it nicely, and a really clean finish from him as Tyler Carter hobbles back onto the ground, looking a little bit ginger, is the Tigers spearhead.
Well, he's had a nasty broken leg, hasn't he, in the past, so I don't imagine he'd be walking normal regardless, but he does look a little bit ginger.
So an even 2 goals, the margin now, on an afternoon where since quarter time goals have been very hard to come by. Clarence is going to have to be good from here. It'll be Kieran Lovell once again to take the ball away. He's been outstanding. Finds Graham with a good pair of hands. Strong under pressure from behind. He looks up. Assesses the options. The lead comes from Jordan Lane. That's where he heads. Drew a crowd. Baker Smith was in there. Lane got it, then dropped it. Free-shot tackling him. Locks it up and we'll have a ball up inside 50. I just sense in the last 5 minutes as the Tigers starting to get control around the stoppages again, Tubes.
Yeah, I feel like perhaps the fitness might be there for the Tigers. I'm not saying that Clarence aren't fit, but they seem to be running this game out a little better. The Tigers, they're finding more space at least, that's for sure. So the ball inside forward 50 for the Tigers. Gardner and Green. Down it comes, Clifford. One way then the other. Interesting kick. Green just puts up a mitt and swats it down. Handball comes back. Quick kick forward by Wiley. No one had it there. Bouncing ball, balls boom. Caught Reardon high. And the umpire saw it, so it'll be a free kick to Elijah Reardon. They'll take it at half forward. Salter leads, he's ignored. O'Neill leads, he's ignored. Now the kick will just come long. It's an interesting helicopter punt, and it should be marked here by Green, it isn't. Somehow the ball's still in there. O'Neill gets tackled, and we'll see a ball up. Inside forward 50, about 35 metres out from the Kingborough goal. No real movement here. Preshaw gets tackled hard. And the umpire will ball it up again. So it's really just a little slowish here, Andrew Cooling. It's the ball inside forward 50 for the Tigers.
Big moments in this match. Another goal for the Tigers would make it very difficult indeed. The umpire spotted a free kick. There's a go. He's put it both ways. It's going to Tyler Carter. Well, he could really drive the dagger in here. A free kick given in the ruck contest. An opportunity to perhaps put this one beyond the roofs.
Hands on hips for Tyler Carter. I reckon if he had pockets, his hands would be in them. That sort of bloke with the hand warmers. You've reminded me that I don't have. In he comes, Big Tyler.
Big Tyler Carter to extend the lead to 18 points. A kick from about 35 out, directly in front. Measured run up, straight through the middle. It's 18 points. That might be enough for the Tigers as we tick into red time. 11-5-71, lead the Roos 8-5-53. They're going to have to be nearly perfect from here if they're going to win this one, Shoes.
Tell you what, Tyler Carter, after he kicked that goal, was so nonchalant. He just turned around and walked on back. He might be a bit sore, Tyler Carter. Normally he celebrates hard.
Yeah, that was really just took care of that. We're done.
Righto, next thing. What's next? What box do I have to tick next? Oh, I've got to get back to the square for the 6-6-6 rule. Okay. Anyway, ball's back in the middle. 18 points the margin. Bouncing ball. This man's been best on ground. He's had a heap of it. Manages to get the ball forward towards George O'Neill. We'll see another ball up. Right on the half-forward line of the Tigers. He's been good, Tompkinson. Scooped it back. Graham. Tompkinson with a high one. And nice mark. Taken by Baker Smith.
It's been outstanding today, Baker Smith. He sends this one wide, looking for Green. Lovely kick. Super impressed by Smith all afternoon.
It's been a good battle between him and Tompkinson, that's for sure.
This one's shipped in for Protney. They need to get a move along here, the Roos. They don't have time to dawdle. Chips it short. Finds Baxter Norton. Norton looks up. The Leeds present themselves. Sends it over the top. Can Garland get to the contest? It flew through to Keegan Ryan. Ryan sends them deep into the pocket. Timely fist game. Will this one just be seen over the line away from Preshaw? It will. And we'll throw in deep inside 50. And Clarence, 3 goals down after 22 minutes. Need a goal from this stoppage.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's game over if they don't score in this passage of play, I reckon, Andy. They need a goal within the next couple of minutes. Otherwise, it's game over. Ruck contest, 1 down. Tompkinson again. Out the back. Here's a chance for Clifford. Clifford. Oh, it's off the boot? No. Gee, I tell you what, that would have been one of the all-time great goals from Jack Preshaw if he had been able to smother that ball with his boot. Andrew Cooley.
That would have been something, unfortunately for him. Just off the body. And a minor score. But handy point, Tubes.
Handy point.
They needed to get 3 goals in the behind anyway. Might as well get the behind now. But time is quickly becoming an enemy here of the Roos. Yeah, since they need to get something here. Through the hands of Salter. Tackle laid by Green. Graham handball, but straight to the opposition. Turning with it now. Paprotny sends them inside 50, looking for Owen. Oh, missed opportunity for the mark there. Tackle applied by Reardon was a strong one. And they'll walk up for another ball up.
It's been good today, Elijah Reardon. Very handy.
Stars of the competition, isn't he? Always entertaining. Tompkinson up against Owen. 1 down, the Tigers look to clear the area. Lovell. We'll see it across the line. We've ticked 23 plus change. They're running out of time here, the Roos. They've got to kick 3 goals. They've only kicked 4 since quarter time. Hard to see it happening.
No, I can't see it happening. Boundary throw in here. Inside forward 50. Tompkinson again. Preshaw gets tackled nicely by Salter. Out the back for Clifford. Clifford with a really interesting kick across the face of goal. Manages to find Reardon. Reardon's got runners. On short if he wants his Digan. Goes longer still towards Lane. And the fist came from behind by Baker Smith, who's been very good for the Roots. Kept Jordan Lane to just those 2 first-term goals.
They have about half dozen intercept marks too.
Yeah, he's been good. Been very good. Boundary throw in again. Tompkinson and Green been excellent, both players. Now the high one down towards Garland. Can't quite get there. Out the back for Rees. He's got a man on short in Adams. Adams through the centre of Blundstone Arena. Finds Gardner. Pre-Shaw wheels around onto the left. Long kick down towards Garland. Can't quite take the mark. He's going back here. The handball comes back and out the back again for Rees.
So Rees treading water and then just handballs it across. They'll exit defensive 50. They've done enough at this point, you sense. The Roos win the ball back though. They'll look to send it towards half forward. Contest here. The ball's boom was there for the Roos, but the Tigers take it away. Rees slams it on the boot. Gains 30 metres. Oh, good mark taken from behind by Keegan Wiley. Knows he has to keep it moving quickly and goes centrally. He's got Howlett wider if he wants, and he's got a man riding shotgun. That's where he heads. It's Luke Swinton overlapping. Can Swinton find a target here? He pokes one into the pocket. Wasn't a great kick. Making it work though was Holmes. He just stepped out of play. And he'll do a throw in rather than out on the full.
Little push off for Holmes, and he bounces back to his feet. It'll be a boundary throw. So 26 minutes just clicking over here at Blundstone Arena. Kingborough 11-5-71 lead. Clarence 8-6-54. You think it will be a Tigers win as the ball's one down by Owen. Quick kick forward. That's smart work here by Garland to just get to the front of the pack. I tell you what, he's been very good down there, Ben Donnelly, on a man who's got as much AFL experience as Colin Garland. O'Neill threw at the footy. Clifford goes one way then the other. Finds O'Neill. O'Neill's kicked down towards Gardner. Gardner works to the front position. It's out of bounds.
Yeah, you mentioned Donnelly. I think he's been outstanding. I thought the first kind of 20 minutes of the game, Garland was looking like he could really get a hold of him, set up 2 goals, was getting involved, but he's won the majority of the contests in the second half. He's done a really good job, Ben Donnelly, on a very dangerous operator. Back into play once more. Can't be too long left now. Time surely has run out for the Roos. The Tigers have steadied. They were challenged early in the final term. The Roos came at them, but they were able to steady. And looks like they're going to do enough to just about cement second spot on the ladder here. As this one sent towards the line, just kept in. No, not quite, before Kieran Lovell can add another step to his collection.
Sting's sort of gone out of it, Andrew, hasn't it?
Yeah. I think they know they're done. They've run their race. That Gardner goal really was the death knell. Indeed, there is the siren. So the Kingborough Tigers win a hard-fought game over Clarence, 11-5-71 to 8-6-54. At quarter time, we thought we were in for an old-fashioned shootout. It was free-flowing, high-scoring football. From that point on, the goals dried up. It became a real defensive grind. I think both defensive units did a really good job. But ultimately, the Tigers, when they were challenged, just raised their level. And I think for long enough today, they were the better team and deservingly get the 4 points today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just go through the goal kickers. Kingborough, 2 to Jordan Lane, then singles to Eddie Cole, Kieran Lovell. Marcus Gardner had 2, beg your pardon. George O'Neill, Jack Tompkinson, Connor Solder, Noel Clifford and Tyler Carter. For Clarence, it was 2 to Sam Green and Kieran Howlett, then singles to Baxter Norton, Jacques Barwick and Colin Garland. Ollie Preshaw chipped in with 1. I just think that over the journey you had more contributors from the Tigers. Their pressure in the first half was immense. When Clarence looked like they could have just run over the top of them a little bit, their pressure was just immense around the footy. Better players for Clarence. I thought their back 6 of Baker Smith, Sam Green, Keegan Wiley and Jared Harper played really well. I thought Jack Preshaw was good in patches, as was Sam Green through the ruck, and Baxter Norton through the middle too. For Kingborough, well, it was a standout game from Kieran Lovell. I thought he was immense around the contest. Jack Tompkinson was excellent in the ruck, providing his on-ball brigade first use of the footy. But across the whole group, you can look through their list at Kingborough. Eddie Cole was good in patches. Ben Donnelly did a sensational job on Colin Garland as well, but it's it was a great game of footy, but that pressure from the Tigers is what the coach will be extremely happy with down there at the Tigers. Trent Baumler, of course, is the coach down there. And yeah, they'll push in the finals, I think. Obviously, Launceston will be the one to beat. North Viney coming good at the right time of the season, but it's a great game of footy. I think Clarence may miss the finals now, Drewy.
Well, they'll have a couple of those 8-point games coming up against the two Bombers outfits coming up. They're going to be the ones that will probably settle it. But with those two playing each other today, it was an opportunity if they could have got up at home. But look, I think we've seen today, the Tigers, for me, there is a bit of a gap between them and second and the rest when they're at their best. So a tough one for the Roos. But they've got some big battles in the weeks to come. The Tigers, well, it looks like they're probably going to have at least one home final. But probably going to be doing it on the road against Launceston, because I think we know that all roads to the premiership lead through Windsor Park this year.
They do. Thanks so much for joining us on the Tasmanian State League Round 14 match between Clarence and Kingborough. Repeating, it was a 17-point win in favour of the Tigers. My name's Tubes Taylor, and I've been joined by Andrew Cooling. Thanks, Drewy. The Daily Potato Co live stream, thank you so much to the Daily Potato Co. Get yourself some spuds from the Daily Potato Co. Until next time, we'll catch you at the footy.